Tonight, striking a deal. The Saskatchewan government and the feds reach an agreement on healthcare funding. Plus,
a house is a major purchase. For most people, that's one of the biggest purchases they're going to make. And if the economy's down or there's job layoffs, that's going to affect a person's ability to buy or sell in some cases.
There are more than 400 properties for sale in Lloydminster. A look at the border city housing market. And
sit down and start a budget. Start exactly what money you have coming in and what money you have going out.
Saving money and cost cutting in the new year. Tips to ease stress on your wallet.
This is Newcap News with Adam McVicker.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Saskatchewan is the latest province to make a deal with the feds for healthcare funding. The agreement is worth nearly $350 million. $190 million of that is earmarked for home care, the rest for mental health initiatives. That new money is on top of the Canada Health Transfer that all the provinces get. Saskatchewan joins Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland and Labrador in signing agreements with Ottawa after negotiations on a national deal collapsed last month. The territories have also made side deals. Well, there are more than 400 properties on the market right now in Lloydminster. This from the president of the Realtor Association of Lloydminster and District, who says listings span from condos to single-family dwellings on both sides of the border.
There's a lot of selection, so people are really taking advantage of that in the sense that if you're looking to get into the market, there's a ton of selection. Prices have dropped on average, about 15% from last year.
But it's not necessarily good news for everyone. As Topley says, the people selling their homes may not get the value they once had for it. He says the biggest contributor to the reduced price in homes is the E word.
Anytime the economy's down, we see it on our end. A house is a major purchase. For most people, that's one of the biggest purchases they're going to make. And if the economy's down or there's job layoffs, that's going to affect a person's ability to buy or sell in some cases.
Topley adds he's optimistic about what 2017 has in store for the housing market as the price of oil slowly moves upward and there are less job layoffs. Well, it's going to cost border city residents a little extra to use local sports and recreation facilities in 2017.
Costs go up, inflation's there. We know that anytime you have to raise any fees, any tax, there's some people somewhat going to get burnt.
City Council passed the motion during Monday's meeting. Admission fees are expected to increase an average of 25 cents for public recreation facilities, including the Service Sports Centre and the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Centre. Local arenas were not included in the rate increase just yet. The city says the move is necessary as costs continue to rise.
25 cents, yes, it's going to have to come from somewhere, but it was in perspective, we try to keep it as reasonably as we can because our facilities have to operate and people want to use them. We want to make it as affordable as we can for families.
If Council passes a final approval on the increase, rates would change by March 1st. Whether it was spending money during the holidays or a New Year's resolution, the beginning of the year is always a good time to be more responsible with our money. Our Chantelle Germo finds out tips to help you save some extra cash.
Blue Monday, the most depressing day of the year, falls on the third Monday every January. It can be caused by many factors, including debt from the holidays or low motivation for our New Year's resolutions. Our finances are one popular resolution that could always use a fresh start at the beginning of the year.
I think probably because you go spending through, you kind of want to be happy and you don't want to think about it, and reality sets in January. And then you're trying to figure out how do I now move forward and how do I get kind of out of the mess that I've put myself into, unfortunately.
Tucker says there are several measures to save money at home or on a day-to-day basis. One being going grocery shopping once a week or bi-weekly instead of multiple times a week. Another measure we can practice is packing food instead of buying out. And when it comes to the bank, a good plan is to have automatic transfers to your savings accounts.
Start small, $5 a week, $10 a week. An automated withdrawal from your account into a savings account is a great way because it comes out and you don't miss it after a while.
But the most important tip is to not be afraid to start. Take advantage of financial advisors.
Sit down and start a budget. Start exactly what money you have coming in and what money you have going out, and then come meet with one of, at your financial institution, you will have available to meet with an advisor and get them to help you start building that piece.
Chantelle Germo, Newcap News.
Well, Lloydminster RCMP are asking for the public's help in identifying a man who allegedly has been involved in a slew of liquor store thefts. Lloydminster RCMP has provided these photos of the man who they say walks into the liquor store, selects his alcohol, and then walks out the door without paying. He's believed to be in his early 20s, First Nations with a medium build. Anyone with information is asked to call their nearest detachments or Crime Stoppers. A dog and a cat are featured in this week's Pet Project. Gus is a Lab Retriever cross and Honda is a 4-year-old domestic short-haired cat. Here's John from the SPCA.
Although he may be 6 years old, Gus, a Labrador Retriever cross, certainly doesn't show it. This guy is full of energy. Gus absolutely loves to play, especially outdoors. He can literally go for hours and loves every second of it. This big ball of love will win over the hearts of everyone he meets with his goofy, happy-go-lucky personality. He would be a welcome addition to any family, especially if you love being outdoors. This guy isn't to be missed, so be sure to stop by the SPCA and meet Gus. We know that once you spend a little time with him, you'll be hooked. This cool customer is Honda, a 4-year-old domestic short-haired cat. Honda has 3 priorities in life: relaxing, getting pets, and eating, all of which he loves equally. Honda is truly a glass-half-full kind of feline. Nothing seems to bring this guy down. Within seconds of meeting him, he'll be nudging up next to you looking for pets, and his little purr engine never seems to stop. He even purrs when he eats. After spending a few minutes with him, he's sure to bring a smile to your face, and all the worries of the world seem to disappear. Honda is truly an amazing cat that would fit in perfectly with any family. So what are you waiting for? Be sure to visit the SPCA and meet Honda today. We just know he'll steal your heart.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, the game of hockey is great for bringing people together from different communities. In this week's Beyond the Boards, Drew Miller takes a look at how Sherwood Park fans made their way to Lloydminster to catch the game.
When the Lloydminster Bobcats took on Sherwood Park last week, Civic Centre was packed with fans. But not just Bobcat fans. The Bobcats organization decided to invite Crusader fans to come and enjoy the game where they arrived in style on a fan bus.
We try and encourage a lot of teams to bring fan buses because we're rivals on the ice, but we try and support each other in every way we can. We're all in it for the greater good, the love of hockey. We just try and help each other as much as possible.
It's fun to watch hockey, and it's fun that we had the opportunity to come out all the way to Lloydminster to watch our boyfriends play, so I guess that's another big thing.
This is not the first time the Crusaders have driven up on a fan bus to watch a game, and they could not be happier.
There's a lot of excitement. You know, a lot of people are really happy that we're doing something like this again, really going back to our roots as a team where we just want to be part of the community, and being able to bring part of our community into another great hockey city like this, it's phenomenal.
Hockey is important to both Lloydminster and Sherwood Park, and to have 2 different organizations working together is great for the AJHL.
So if we can be, you know, pushing our players through bringing fans out and making them want to play the best they can, or something of that sort, I think it can only benefit the league. And if we're doing it in collaboration with an organization like this, it's just tenfold.
In the end, it was a successful night, bringing 2 communities together to watch the game they love. Drew Miller, Newcap Sport.
Well, both Lakeland Rustlers basketball teams are in the midst of a push to make the ACAC provincial playoffs. The men's team has solidified at least 3rd, while the women are fighting for 4th, the North Division's last playoff spot. Lance Phillips wraps up the weekend games.
It was a good and bad weekend for both Rustlers basketball teams. The good began with the women, who split the weekend series against a strong Concordia team. Saturday's 63-52 win was pivotal from a playoff position standpoint, but more importantly, it showed the new look team's development.
As I've told you guys, it's a work in progress for us now that we're running new stuff, and you could see the confidence, especially with our bench unit today. Everyone touched on the scoreboard, and we don't need 20 points from a player. We just need a bunch of 2s and 4s, and that's what we got today, and I was really happy with it.
The turning point came during a 6-minute stretch where the Rustlers didn't score a basket, and Concordia couldn't take advantage of Lakeland's offensive struggles.
When you're a college athlete and you're underneath the basket, you got to be able to finish 5 feet away from the rim. And we didn't do that. We had opportunities. I think we started the third. One girl missed a layup, another girl missed a jump shot, another girl missed a jump shot from the key, and then we got another look at a layup and we missed it. So there's 8 points right there.
We still had some scoring droughts, but we battled through that with our defensive tenacity, I would say.
The bad? The men's team lost both games and in similar fashion to Friday's match, held a lead through most of the game Saturday before hitting obstacles on both sides of the court.
The fourth quarter comes along and it just seems like we can't get a defensive stop. It's either a shot or they get a rebound put back at crucial times. It just seems like we're real tight.
Basketball's a game. If it goes in, you do really well. If it doesn't, you're going to struggle. So we struggled shooting in the first half, but it got into the third. We got some a great lift off our bench by Will Pittman, hitting a couple of threes for us to keep the game close.
Third quarter, at that point, I thought we were going to win the game. We were up, I think, 12-0 run. And then, like I said, they're a good team. They came back, they started making shots, and that was it.
Concordia has a slim lead over Lakeland for second in the ACAC North, and the Rustlers have struggled against the Thunder, unable to take advantage throughout the season.
We just have to put it together. They've managed to sweep us. They've had 4 wins. One we gave them with a forfeit, and they beat us 3 times.
The games were a little closer this time, but on any given night they could beat us. They're very talented. I think in our division they're probably the best team, top to bottom talent-wise.
In a discussion with Thomas last week, he said the weekend's games against Concordia were a great opportunity for the men's side to prove that they can play with top ACAC teams, and they missed it. The last opportunity comes against Nate, and a chance for the team to prove that they can overcome not only the physical struggles, but more importantly, the mental. Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.
Gerard, just an absolute beautiful day, like we mentioned.
Record-breaking day.
You get days like that, you know, it's beautiful outside.
Yeah,
the sun's out. You almost sing. You could almost like you want to sing on the way to work.
What would you sing?
I was singing Savage Garden to the Moon and Back on the way to work today. YouTube that song. Great little track there. So.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Great 90s song, actually.
Right on, right? Yeah.
Australian roots, no?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, let's talk some more about weather before we get carried away with music here, because it was a record-breaking day, and yeah, there you go. 2 at the moment, down from 6 early on in the afternoon. Southwest winds at about 10 kilometers per hour and 81% the relative humidity. So that's going up. Overcast conditions. Look at these record-breaking temperatures and savor them in the middle of winter. 6 in Cold Lake, 5.9, 5.7 in Lloyd, so 6 as well. 6.3 in Wainwright. The old record was 2009. And Calgary's Olympic Park, 11.8. The hotspot in Canada, Rocky Mountain House at 14.5. Leader got to 6. Meadow Lake at 4.6. The hot spot in Saskatchewan, Maple Creek at 13.4. And Rosetown 4.7. Some 17 new records in Alberta and 25 in Saskatchewan. Savor this, please. Enjoy this. We're not done with winter yet. We know that, right? And just the movement of cloud cover on the overnights there. There's still wind warnings down to the southwest, so more of this warm air will push in our direction. Currently around the region, 1 in Cold Lake and area, 2 for ourselves and 1 in the Battlefords there. Some of the cloud cover from Alberta is pushing into Saskatchewan, so more partially cloudy than mainly clear at the moment. On the overnights, we'll just see that movement of cloud cover as we saw on the radar satellite. Could settle for -2, -3, maybe -4 by morning, and depending on the wind and accompanying wind chill, there's certainly anywhere from -8 to maybe a -10. Again, similar to what we saw this morning. Nothing crazy, where tomorrow now, we're looking for 4s and 3s across the region, and if we get that added gust to mix down some more of it, we might even see a 5 or a 6 similar to what we saw today. But we'll take it. Balmy January conditions, where on the average for this time of year we should be at -10 for daytime highs and -19 for overnight lows. Couple more 3s in there then, 1 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, and then we see that possibility of things changing back Saturday evening into Sunday there at the moment a 40% probability that it could start off as rain and transition to light snowfall going into the weekend, might even linger into Monday actually. So -1 on Sunday, -2 Monday, -3 Tuesday. That's a look at the next 7 days.